Protesters march in Grand Rapids, speaking out against the city's latest hire, why they're not on board with Kalamazoo's former chief. University of Michigan coach gaining attention, but not for his team's scores. More details of a doctor's abuse at the school from his son and several other victims. Restrictions are easing across the state and country, signaling the end of the pandemic. But will we be prepared to handle the next one? Where we stand in preparedness. Today is Saturday, June 12th.
Covering West Michigan to protect and alert you. This is News Channel 3, live at 7.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Hannah Knowles. A 40-year-old man is in serious condition following a crash in Ottawa County. The sheriff's office says it happened just before 1 o'clock this morning. The Jenison resident was riding a motorcycle heading south on 16th Avenue in Talmadge Township when he lost control in the dirt. Officials say he was thrown from the bike and was not wearing a helmet. Alcohol is believed to be a factor. The crash remains under investigation this morning. Taking a live look over a foggy cereal city. Check out that picture on your screens. Wow. Let's head over to meteorologist Christina Anthony for a look at your forecast. Christina, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is a little foggy out there. We have the humidity. We had some of those showers and thunderstorms yesterday. So in spots running into that patchy fog, keep in mind that camera is a little bit higher up, so it's not that dense at the ground. But even so, some patches of fog early this morning and mild temperatures in the middle 60s area wide right now. So waking up, you can easily get in a workout, but later this afternoon, it's going to be tough. Temperatures near 90 degrees again, and it's humid. I'm forecasting some relief from the heat and humidity tomorrow. That's kind of our transitional weather day, if you will, before it turns much more comfortable for the work week. I'll let you know what those temperatures look like and where dew points drop to. Hannah, that's coming up live at 7.
Protesters in Grand Rapids say they don't want the city's latest police hire, former Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety Chief Carrion Thomas. They vented out their frustrations peacefully near Rosa Parks Circle, then marching to the police department downtown.
For a very long time, activists in Kalamazoo fought hard to get Carrion Thomas fired from her position. So to hire her in another police department about an hour away is still a slap in the face all the way to Kalamazoo.
The city of Kalamazoo originally fired Thomas last fall following criticism over her department's response to a Proud Boys rally in August, where violence broke out between the extremist group and counter-protesters, with Kalamazoo police arresting 10 people, none of who were Proud Boys.
If you can't do your job properly as the chief of police, one of the highest titles in a police department, then how are we supposed to believe that you can do your job being chief of staff?
Protesters say Thomas is unfit to be the new chief of staff for Grand Rapids Police. We reached out to the department for comment, where we were referred to Chief Eric Payne's previous statement saying, quote, she brings a high level of professionalism, achievement, and an experience perspective that will benefit the department and the community. And in Bangor, the police chief, Tommy Simpson, is facing accusations of sexually harassing his officers. The lawsuit claims Simpson told sexual stories in explicit detail, inviting one officer to watch him perform sexual acts and suspending 2 other officers after bringing sexual harassment complaints to Bangor city leaders.
You can't make the stuff up. I mean, sure, sometimes people say crude things at work or talk about their extracurricular activities, but this stuff was deep. I mean, very offensive.
Simpson has led the police department in Bangor since 2015. He told News Channel 3 that he plans to fight the lawsuit. The city's mayor declined to comment. Stay with us as we continue to follow this developing story. And some disturbing allegations from the son of a former University of Michigan football coach who says he was sexually abused by a former team doctor, saying his coach father knew about it and did nothing. Now, we do want to warn you that some of these details in the story contain graphic details. CNN's Melissa Rani shares those details this morning.
I hope my father would protect me, but he didn't.
The son of Hall of Fame college football coach Bo SCHEMBECHLER detailing the abuse he says he suffered at just 10 years old at the hands of a former University of Michigan doctor.
He fondled my genitals and conducted an invasive rectal exam with his finger.
In what he calls a betrayal from his father.
I tried to tell him repeatedly, but my effort earned me a punch in the chest.
And from the university his father served.
We now know, because of survivors coming forward, that Anderson's abuse of players, students for over 30 years was the worst kept secret at the university.
2 former players joined Matt Schembechler, sharing their own accounts of abuse.
Even all these years later, I struggle with pain caused by Dr. Anderson and Bo. Bo knew, everybody knew.
These allegations now drawing comparisons to similar cases at state universities in Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. All involve powerful institutions ignoring or dismissing complaints about sexual misconduct.
We're talking about a pedophile predator that was protected by Bo Schembechler.
The president of the University of Michigan has apologized to the victims and says the school is taking steps to protect students going forward. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
A report commissioned by the U of M found that the university failed to act on the hundreds of allegations they received over the decades about the late Dr. Robert Anderson.
Today, I am announcing that within the next 30 days, we will double the division's enforcement staff for protecting the right to vote, to ensure that we protect every qualified American seeking to participate in our democracy.
That was Attorney General Merrick Garland, who says he will not wait to take action, pledging tighter enforcement of the people's right to vote. So far, 361 bills aimed at changing election laws are being considered across the United States, making it difficult for voters to vote. A Democratic effort to pass a sweeping federal voting bill, the For the People Act, passed in the House in March, but stalled in the Senate this week. Topping the agenda of the G7 summit on day one is the pandemic and climate change. President Biden is there for the first time. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson welcoming the president and several other world leaders after about a year of the pandemic forcing it to go remote. Now, the day's discussion in southwestern England centered on lessons learned from the COVID-19 pandemic, with the Prime Minister urging efforts at heading off growing economic inequality. Johnson also says a high-tech battle against global warming can benefit everyone.
I think there is the potential to generate many, many millions of high-wage, high-skill jobs.
And just outside the summit, protesters demanding climate action and turning up the heat on leaders. The British royal family hosted a dinner where Prince Charles spoke about tackling the crisis through public and private mobilization.
We are doing it for the pandemic. So, if you don't mind me saying so, we must also do it for the planet.
President Biden is expected to meet one-on-one with the prince's mother, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. He's also scheduled to meet with Russian leader Vladimir Putin in Switzerland sometime next week as well. Starting the day ahead with a live look over Kalamazoo, where the City Commission plans to host a special meeting this morning. The virtual meeting will discuss future City Commission priorities and goals. They'll also take input from the community members via email, which is up on your screens now. The special session starts at 10 o'clock this morning. You can watch it live on the city's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Attention job seekers, in Battle Creek, Firekeepers Casino Hotel is holding open interviews today at their events center. Applicants can interview for several departments, including finance, food and beverage, and security. And starting this month, the casino increased starting wages to $14 and $15.50 an hour, while also offering a $500 signing bonus for most hourly positions. Interviews run from 9 o'clock this morning to 2 o'clock this afternoon. West Michigan, it's a great weekend to cast and chill. This weekend, Michigan and out-of-state residents can fish on both inland water and the Great Lakes for every species of fish. No fishing license required. Officials are also not requiring a state recreation passport. Now, the special perk ends tomorrow evening. It's an app for sharing brief moments digitally, but some say that it might be dangerous. Why one social media app is feeling the pressure and taking steps to make content safer for its young users.
And yesterday was the hottest day of the year. Temperatures made it all the way into the lower 90s in Kalamazoo, 90 degrees in Grand Rapids. Where we go from here and when I'm forecasting more seasonable temperatures, you're watching News Channel 3 live at 7.
Social media giants are now under pressure to regulate edgy content on their platforms. Our Sinclair National Desk reporter Angela Brown is looking into how one platform is now handling it.
Time on the clock is 7:16. It is time for weekend morning trivia. And today's question is all about being afraid of something a little weird, okay? It's automotophobia. Is the fear of what? Is it A, the alphabet, B, certain words, C, crying babies, very specific here, or D, thunder? And Hannah, I guess I have to ask you first, do you have like an irrational fear, anything that you're afraid of that is, I don't know, maybe other people wouldn't be?
I'm afraid of getting this question wrong. No, but I'm really afraid of ticks. I think we've talked about that.
Yes.
They really freak me out, but I wouldn't say it's like an irrational fear. I just don't like them.
Yeah, it's kind of normal to be afraid of ticks. I'm right there with you. I'm afraid of bees, so we both don't like insects, I'm gathering.
I don't like bees either, so we're twins there.
Yeah, well, do you have an idea of what automotophobia could be?
No. Let's go with A, the alphabet.
A, the alphabet. Okay.
Aww.
Good answer.
Well, I was
Not
close.
the right one, though. Was close.
Letters, words, I was close.
Right, so it's the sound of certain words or names.
Interesting.
Absolutely. And if you ever want to just kill some time, just look up weird fears in their names. Pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
All right. Then finally, comfortable. Look at those overnight lows, Hannah, in the 50s. So you were talking about having trouble sleeping in this warmth. I think that you can open up the windows and kind of sleep easy.
Give your
next
AC
week.
a break.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Christina. While the G7 summit meets to discuss climate change, the situation in the Arctic is getting dangerous. What researchers have uncovered and what it could mean for global climate change.
Now's the time to visit Cold Butte.
Welcome back to News Channel 3. Warmer waters are seeping into the Arctic Ocean, threatening sea ice, and now researchers believe that they know why. CBS's Nichelle Medina explains what these heat bombs are and how they pose a threat to global climate change.
Time on the clock is 7:26. Time to look into our book of weird holidays and find out what today is. Today is Peanut Butter Cookie Day. And hey, I mean, any day, Hannah, is a great day to eat a cookie. Today we do have sunshine early on and then some thunderstorms during the afternoon. Peanut butter cookies, yay, nay? What do you think?
Yay, 100% yay. Love peanut butter, love cookies, mash them together.
I know, you really can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I personally believe when it comes to Reese's, though, that the smaller ones are better chocolate to peanut butter ratio.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
You think the bigger ones are too much chocolate?
Too much peanut butter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I said you can't go wrong, but I think that maybe you can in some areas. Not with the cookie, though. Cookie's always good.
All right, Christina, thanks so much. The governor's power used in the pandemic may be coming to a permanent end. The ruling coming from Michigan Supreme Court and its upcoming journey for approval. A new report reveals the effect on the pandemic on downtown businesses. We break down the bad and the good. That's all coming up next.